Well, it's that time of day again. Ring-a-ling the ding-a-ling. I wonder what the cuz up to.
What up, cuz?
What up, cuz? How you doing?
Oh, just doing the driving.
Yeah, I feel that. I did a little bit of that myself recently. Good old.
Did you?
Yeah, I mean, going down to Connecticut, that was like, well, it was 3.5 hours down. It only took like 3 hours to get back, but I was driving like a freaking badass.
You go with the flow, and if the flow gets you there faster.
Dude, that was exactly it. Flow was normally, it was above what I normally do. And, I found a number of times where people congested up in that fast lane. They thought that their speed was the fast speed, and they were all just bumper to bumper in the leftist lane. So I dipped down to the rightmost lane where there was nobody. I mean, in the entire state of Massachusetts, not a single fucker wants to get in the rightmost lane. But you can go as fast as you fucking want over there, because there's nobody in it.
Well, you can go at least as fast as everybody else, for sure.
Yeah. Oh, man. That was definitely the trick.
Yep. Well, that's good. At least it went smoothly.
Yeah, phenomenal. Yeah, it was a great trip. All around. No, I had a phenomenal time. Really loved it. I got to do all the things I wanted to do, but not in like the quantity I wanted to do them in.
Yeah, right. I understand.
We didn't get to spend near enough time together. Me and Marky didn't get to spend enough time together. Same with, my mother, my father, the whole family, except for William. I saw him for like 15 minutes, and that was fucking fine.
Honestly, that's more than enough.
Well, we've never had a great relationship, and, we continue that tradition.
Yeah, right.
Well, why change stuff now,
if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
now he's doing good. We caught up a little bit. He was super sick, so we didn't want to, get too close or anything, but he gave me a little tour of his shop. He picked up a new work truck. He's starting to think about some other opportunities in his life, and it was good to catch up. We're adults now, so
yeah, it's good. Well, good on him. He's I'm sure he's calmed down and changed a little bit in his old age.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's married now, so I assume he doesn't drink near as much as he used to. So
I would hope not, anyway.
Yeah, right. I'm assuming that God-fearing woman keeps that out of his hand.
Right. And she does. She's a lot to handle, in her own way. So I guess that.
I mean, hey man, we all got problems, right? But she's a great person. She's good deep down inside.
Right. Exactly. So he's got his own. He's got his hands tied. With what he's got going on in his own life. So that's good.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's a wonderful thing to see two weird people get together and have love. It's
well said. Good one.
But all in all, great trip. Came home with kielbasa and everything, so I feel pretty fucking accomplished.
Yeah.
And I got to have a doggy in my backseat for a while. Unfortunately, it wasn't a red panda, so the image you see on screen, sorry guys, put the hate in the comments below. But it was beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah, like and subscribe.
Yeah, right. 3 minutes in the video.
Smash that like button. Subscribe. Let's go.
Get
Yeah, so I mean that's good. Yeah, it was a busy weekend for me for sure. It's going to be busy weekends forever and a day coming up, it seems. But it was. It seemed like per usual. It's so cliche, but there just wasn't enough time in the weekend to get seemingly anything done. I feel. I don't know. I mean, I got a lot of shit done. A lot of shit went on. A lot of shit, just didn't get done as well. So it's like, well, there's another weekend gone by, I guess. Before I realized it was Sunday morning anyway. I'm like, holy shit, like it's already been all of Saturday. I'm like, damn, that went fast as hell.
Well, that's, getting older. As I think about it, when I got, most of the time to myself. It's not very often I spend a weekend traveling to, have a trip or anything like that. And even at that, when I'm home by myself and I'm taking care of shit, there's a lot of just like regular old things that you got to do that you don't think about, laundry, cooking, cleaning, that kind of shit. Takes up a large block of an adult's time. And we just don't think about it because it's so habitual. But that's life nowadays,
It kind of is, yeah. It kind of is. Everything, and it's funny because, I was talking at soccer last night, and you were like, it's not just, some of the teams are a little more organized than others. That's how it goes, especially in a rec league. It's not a competition thing. They're still young.
Yeah.
But, it's like, well, it would be nice if things were a little more organized simply because it's not, an hour-long practice session. It's not an hour long, It's, God, that hour-long practice for me yesterday was just over 3 hours total, from the time we left to the time we got back. So it's
right.
like,
Yeah.
Right, you don't realize that, it just going to a simple practice, takes up a 3 hour, block of your time.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, you get out of work, and that's, most of your stuff. If it's on a Saturday, over the weekend, you only get a couple of those blocks throughout your entire weekend. And yeah, I feel that like a motherfucker. I do laundry off site. I don't have access to washing and drying at my place, so when I do that, it's like I gotta figure my entire morning out around that activity. Just so, okay, put my stuff in the washer. Now I'm gonna go down to my post office, pick up my fucking mail. Okay, cool. Now I'm gonna get my wet clothes, turn that shit into dry clothes. Okay, cool. I'm gonna go to the grocery store. Now I gotta make sure to like shop for the right amount of time. That way when I get back, my stuff's dry, and then I go directly home because now I have groceries that need to get put away. It's like, okay, well, cool. That just took like 4 hours to do.
And then on top of that, once you, like you said, when you get home, you got the groceries put away.
Oh, got
and
the
then
groceries.
you also have laundry to fold.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And because it's like Saturday morning, that's when a bunch of good stuff comes out on YouTube. So like I'm distracting myself the whole time by, having entertaining stuff. So it's kind of just part of my ritual where like, oh, hey, I watched this guy put up his Saturday morning stuff because he does a weekly thing on action role-playing games. And so I'm interested in that. So he does 30 minutes every week, and it comes out, oh, hey, perfect time for me to be doing, my drive to Montpelier or whatever.
Yeah, right, exactly.
But hey, that's part of growing up. It's all a part of the deal I've made with myself to have the nicer things in an adult's life. I gotta just do part of what it takes to have them.
Well, yeah, exactly. You're like, oh, I want this. I look around. Oh, nobody. Okay, just me. So yeah, absolutely. If you can't count on yourself, who the hell can you count on?
Right? Yeah. I've been watching a lot of financial stuff lately, and one of the things I keep hearing is the only person who's going to take care of old you is young you. So get your ass in gear, that kind of deal.
Yeah, 100%.
This is totally true. Yeah, feeling it.
I mean, honestly, you can't count on anything. Some people can, but regular Joe Schmo is like, we can't really count on anything saving our ass. It's like you either make it or you don't. And what are you willing to put in? Because whatever you're willing to put in, they say, you only get what you give. So it's like, are you willing to put it in? Because if not, you're not going to get it out either.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, you can't expect anything from anybody. And
it's something as simple as, like I said, you're a one-man show over there. So, doing your laundry, it's like, well, do you want people to make a comment about your wrinkly shirt? Because if not, you better take care of that.
Mm-hmm. Yup. I mean, having clean clothes, washing my car, cleaning out my car, doing all the stuff it takes to be an adult. I like it. It's worth it in the end. I mean, I come home and all this shit's mine, and if it looks nice, I'm proud of it. And if it doesn't, then
hopefully it motivates you to make it look nice.
Yeah, I feel, guilty about it because, this is my problem to conquer now. That's kind of what I was doing before we hopped on the call. I got a buddy coming over tomorrow, and it's like, I should clean out some of these fucking Amazon boxes from all these impulse buys.
Yeah, right. make it look like you don't look like a freaking pauper.
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, I never had one of those nice wool blankets, those like military style wool blankets for, camping, general outdoorsiness.
Yeah.
So picked up one of those. What else is in this fucking pile? A portable toilet. Oh my god, I can't believe more people don't have this. It's like 3 frisbees stacked on top of each other because it collapses so much, but it can hold up to 400 pounds. And it just like telescopes out like those camping cups, And it just has a lid, little spot for you to sit on, and it comes with a couple of bags and everything. Dude, it's like super legit. I'm surprised more parents don't just have this in the back of their fucking minivan or something. Like, you of all people would totally need something like this.
Maybe not so much nowadays, but yeah, absolutely. That would have been like a lifesaver.
Yeah, big car trips or something. Yeah, but for camping purposes, that's really like why I got it.
Yeah.
I don't want to fucking dig a hole, like do all that shit.
Yeah, that would.
Plus, I mean, just like squatting over a hole in the fucking ground doesn't quite do the deal.
No, I was just thinking, like having like dudes or whatever, we're fine, but having the females do that is asking a little much. So
for sure.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah.
Oh, and I picked up a tarp. So I mean that right there, you get a tarp and that little portable toilet. Fuck, now you got a bathroom. Yeah. Goodness.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, you're looking to do a little more roughing, so it makes sense. You probably want to be geared up to do it. Speaking of which, how's that? I know you said you looked at another smaller, or you were looking at potentially another smaller plot of land. Find anything else recently?
No. Actually, I'm going to hold off for a little while. I want to try and just put more and more into the market right now.
That's a good idea.
I keep looking at stuff, though, knowing that I'm not really going to pursue it too much, at least not for the next couple of years, just because I'm still, like, 20 years away from retirement. So right now is definitely a great time for me to, instead of putting money into this speculative, get a piece of land, hope it goes up, I can just do regular-ass camping. There's more than enough, like, nature areas around here where I can rent a site, that kind of shit. So I think I'm just going to try and get into that as far as, the hobbyist aspect of it. And I think that will be more than sufficient for what I'm looking to do.
Honestly, it sounds all cool to like, oh yeah, I bought this plot of land and shit like that, and I'm going to use it for recreational purposes. But I mean, long and short of it, you're probably not going to spend your weekends quadding. You're probably not going to spend your weekends with a whole bunch of buddies around the bonfire there. You know what I mean? It's not like you'd have like a whole slew of people that's like, oh, can't wait to go to fucking Pat's campground.
No, I can't get you guys up here, even when I have an apartment with electricity and nice TVs and a gaming computer. Like, I've got indoor activities and bunches of dope to go along with it, but nobody wants to come up and see me. So it's not like that's going to change if I have a place to sleep outside. Get the fuck out of here.
I'm not just talking right facts. I'm not just talking about like us though. I'm talking about like potentially other people, like maybe that live up your way.
Yeah, because I'm going to make more friends. That's likely.
No. Right, that's what I'm saying. So, like, maybe I'm not saying it like that either, ass.
I can. But, that's the thing. It's like you're not supposed to call me fat, but I know what it looks like.
But you know what this is, right?
Yeah.
Hey, Pot, this is Kettle.
Yeah, and, for real, right?
So fucking, it wouldn't make sense. It sounds good and it would sound cool, but it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But that just under 5 acres for 16, that would have been a no-brainer regardless.
Oh, yeah.
That would have been a solid investment, whether you're going to use it or not. But yeah, no, I agree. And anybody who's listening that does do stocks, which we're not financial advisors, we're not professionals, we're just kind of doing our own thing, whatever. So don't take our advice.
I'm not your financial advisor, at least.
Right. Yeah. Fucking Jacques Deep, baby.
Yeah.
How you doing, loser? That was my little tax write-off. But yeah, buyer's market, man.
Oh, dude, it's fucking insane. And I was just looking at my Robinhood account because that's like where I fuck around more. As far as like how I invest through my 401k and my deferred compensation stuff through work, that's more like
Totally
long-term
different.
holdings. I don't need to look at that, you know.
Exactly.
But when I was screwing around with Robin, I was like, "Oh no, the market's up! I better buy." It's like, oh god, are we near the bottom? I hope we're not going back up yet.
Yeah, it's not over, is it?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I know exactly. So yeah, and I talked to a couple of the younger guys at work, and they're not savvy in the ways, and I'm not saying either. I am, but I've seen things and been around the block more times than they have. So hey, Richard, hey, blah blah blah, and it's like, well, I'll tell you right now, like you got to get in on it, like whatever. And I say, find you some dividend stocks, invest in those. Obviously, keep those in your back pocket. Find a couple of long-term holds if you can afford it, and throw some money in there. But find a couple of things, a couple of companies that you're interested in.
I mean, realistically, I think just about everybody can afford $100 a month, $200 a month. I mean,
I would think. I mean, I can't speak for everybody because I don't know what their financial situations are.
Right.
But I would think, and I was told a long time ago by my boss at the time, and he goes, how much can you afford to put in? And I was like, well, realistically, this is what my bills are. And it's not like he was a financial advisor, but he was working for beer money. His wife made so much goddamn money, he didn't need to work. And he was smart with their money, and, whatever. So he's like, well, here, let me tell you. He goes, looking at this, you got to do at least this if you can. So I was like, okay, I trust you. I see what you're doing in life and what you've done in life. So, okay, how bad could it be? So that's what I started doing years ago. I did exactly what he told me to do. And I've continued to do it as he told me to do it, keep stepping things up and blah, blah, freaking blah. And how to go about stepping it up, too. It's not just doing it on a whim. There's an appropriate time to do it that makes sense for both your investment and your personal life. And that's what it's, not for nothing, but very, very good choice there,
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I'm glad that mandatorily through my job, I have been putting away for the last 10, 11 years at this point, right? And I wish I had been putting away more aggressively, but now looking back at, like, single guy for a while, right? But even before that, when I was married, it's not like we were raking it in. So I was pretty much getting by for quite a while, right? And now I'm kind of more financially, I'm in a better situation. So now I can make these moves. And I'm glad that I still have so much time ahead of me before prospective retirement. But dang old, I wish I still had that earlier on. So it's a little bit of time in the market, and now I guess it's more timing the market. But still, I mean, early retirement 15 years from now, that's still more than enough.
Yeah, and like you said, timing the market, getting in at the right time, and hanging on for the ride. I do a lot of investing through Fidelity. No, they're not sponsoring us, and they probably never will. But I just happen to have accounts through Fidelity. I have other accounts too, but most of my investing is through Fidelity. But it's I use Robinhood, like you said too, for certain things. But Fidelity, that's all long-term shit. Like I can't tell you the last time I logged into there. Last time I logged into there was probably months ago when me and you were on the phone talking about shit. And I think the joke was like, how much am I down on Jacques Deep now?
Oh,
and,
yeah.
So that was good times. But which is whatever. Fuck that guy. Again, tax write-off. But that's all long-term shit. Get in the market, throw the money in there. Like you said, 20 years, man. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to monitor that every day, all day for the next 20 years.
Yeah, it's certainly not fucking healthy to.
No.
And also, it's not effective. Like, it doesn't do anything looking at it.
Literally, does not. Your eyes on it do not. I don't care what anybody thinks, says, does. It's not affecting shit.
Oh, yeah, right. Prayers for my stock, baby.
Yeah, right. If you get your money out there and you get it out there now, it's probably a pretty decent investment plan.
Oh, yeah, especially with how cheap stuff is, with how much more time I have in the market, how dividend reinvestment programs work. Like, I got the time, I've got the intelligence, and finally, I have some fucking access to money to be able to do something.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, it was great growing up poor and everything to be able to have a decent structure for being a human being and, you know, not being a total twat when I talk to other people and everything. I mean, don't get me wrong, me and you are horrible human beings, so we get to do this fun asshole exchange, but this is just like, you know, quips and barbs and stuff. I'm reasonably kind and all that.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Likewise,
it came through hardship and lots of learning and working on myself, which still need a lot more of that.
Yeah, it's always, you know, work in progress.
Yeah, right. Put the comments down below.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, exactly. Let them fly.
Yeah.
But we're decent people.
Try to be.
That's all you can do.
Speaking of decent people, man, Pope Francis just died.
Yeah, what the hell?
Bro, day after Easter.
I know.
Ain't that a son of a bitch?
Yeah, I know, right? It's and I had this conversation, and it was funny because I'm like, hey, you know, that's odd. You know, this is just like, you know, Disney. Like, they never died at Disney, but they were definitely dead by the time they hit the gates outside. And like, isn't that funny? It's not funny, but like, it is. Like, isn't it funny how, you know, the Pope died the day after Easter? Are you sure it wasn't last night sometime? And
right.
And it's the funny part of that is, you know, the rebuttal was, oh no, you don't think they would have exploited that? Like, if that happened, like, they'd have been like, oh my God, look at this. You know, it's this in itself is a miracle. And it's like, honestly, that might be fucking true. Like,
I don't know how miraculous that is. That's just like a third of a % chance.
Religion can be so fucked that why?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Why not use that opportunity? Yeah.
Yeah, what, you know what I mean? It's like, that's so fucked. But yeah, how fucked? Yeah, you know, whatever. Still,
I get a kick out of, you know, even being a Catholic, you know, having been raised as a Catholic, the viewing of the Pope, they keep his body out for like 3 days just to see if he's going to come back to life.
Yeah, what the hell, man, right?
Yeah, it's like a whole thing. Like, right now, he's in a viewing casket at the Vatican.
On the third day, so you never freaking know.
Well, I mean, you know, one guy did it once.
Yeah, right.
But so that was, you know, the supposed son of God. So, like, I don't know if this guy.
Because of that one time, the chance will never be zero.
Yeah, it's a non-zero chance that he just, you know, he was holding his breath real good.
Like, real fucking good.
Yeah, like one of those monks, you know.
I was going to say, like, one of those monks or like one of those, like the special forces guys.
Yeah, I slowed my heart rate down so slow they couldn't detect it anymore. Like in one of them Jackie Chan movies, you know?
Yeah, exactly, you know? Like James Bond bullshit.
Yeah, he had some like sodium pentothal, and now he, you know,
Yeah, people try it and they fucking die.
Yeah, it's like eating Tide Pod challenge, except, you know, they're dead.
Yeah, except they're dead. Oh, Tide Pods.
Oh, God, we should bring that back. Bring that back. Yeah.
Yeah, where's that at? That's been a while, right?
God, I'm so excited, I'm foaming at the mouth. Nom.
I mean, at this point, with the way everything doubles and triples and quadruples and goes on and on and on, haven't we reached the point where, like, it could be brand new again and people could start doing that again? Let's do it. Fuck it.
I mean, time is cyclical, right? You know?
I'm just saying. Why would you do that? I can't stand people. Again, you're both taking the exit. That's what all of you are taking the exit. That's great.
Yeah, so the drive was wicked nice. There weren't too many assholes on the road. And I got one of those dash cams.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Cool. I don't think we ever actually talked about that. I bought cool unit. It actually just goes right over your rear view mirror. It's got some like straps or whatever. Plugs into, I don't know, USB-C or some shit. And it records for 3 minutes at a time. And it keeps up to, I want to say, 20 files. And it just like loops recording.
Right, so it's auto-deleting.
Yep, exactly. And then it's got a bunch of voice commands. It's got like a a backup camera. I didn't hook that shit up because it was more work than I felt like fucking doing.
Well, but you do have automotive electronics experience now, so maybe it's something you're willing to tackle in the future.
No, it is true. I have installed a plug-and-play remote car starter on my Honda Civic now.
Yeah, right?
Dude, the value in that car is just going up. I mean, I'm telling you.
It'll pay off, you know. It already has, really. I mean, you wanted it, and you were going to pay more than you did for it. So it kind of already paid off, but...
Yeah. I mean, I got that car like 3 months before COVID hit. So for what I paid for it, it was worth its weight already. And I paid it off a couple of months back. So, yeah, it's definitely in a very nice situation. That's been huge, actually. Again, living where I do, it's not like the insurance was ever a fucking problem. It's always so cheap up here anyways. But being able to just not have that monthly payment, that's very nice.
Yeah, no, it's I remember years and years and years ago, I had a Ford pickup truck that I had a loan on. And, you know, the loan wasn't that much. You know, for trading what I put down on it, it really wasn't that much. But at the time, and I had made a job change in the middle. What are you doing? I made a job change in the middle of it, so that kind of made it seem a little tougher. But I tell you what, when that payment ended, you know, I had saved up enough to pay it off, and I called it in early, paid it off, and just having that extra few $100 was like, you know, it didn't change much, except like I don't have to worry about it. Like that. I don't have to worry about that payment coming out of this check, next check, any check. Like, it's just not, I don't have to worry about it. It's done. What a goddamn relief.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was a great feeling when I got the title in the mail. I was like, oh, yeah, I own this car now. Nice.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. It turned a liability into an asset.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Whatever you sell that thing for is in the positives.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's worth a couple of grand still, which fucking great, cool, whatever. But I mean, realistically, it's just a car that I hit 111,000 on my trip back, right?
Nice. Yep.
Yeah, cool. It's a Honda Civic with 111,000 on it. You think this ain't gonna go for at least another 50 or 60,000? Like, even if I don't pay much attention to it, I still have like 3 or 4 more years. Like,
yeah, you got easy, you know. Easy 100,000 more to put on that car, man.
Oh,
Honda,
yeah,
I know.
Yeah, that's like the whole thing about it, and it's just going to be regular maintenance, tires, that kind of shit.
Exactly. Honda, Toyota, man. Again, they're not being sponsored, so whatever. And I'm a Ford truck guy, but Hondas, Toyotas, I know what they're doing.
Oh, hell yeah. I mean, that was specifically one of the reasons. So when I bought the car, I got it from a licensed but rather shady dealer. Right? Well, you know.
It's important to say licensed, you know.
Well, that was why I started with that. And I went to his place of business, and we sat down, and he was looking at an insurance auction website. So, like, you have to pay, I think he said it was $500 a year to be able to even look at this site. And it was all insurance auctions for cars that had been totaled or salvaged all over the country. And he was like, what do you want from a car? Is it something to show off? Do you want to try and get girls in it? Do you want a truck to do work? What do you do with your car? I was like, I go back and forth to work. It's maybe 20 minutes each way. I do that a couple of days a week. I go and see my family. I was like, you know, look at me. This ain't going to be getting girls in the car no matter what the car is. That's not what I want. And I don't need a truck for nothing. He's like, so you just want something reliable, A to B, something that's going to get you around and easy to fix up. He's like, so cheap sedan, Toyota, Honda, something like that. Yep. And it was like, boom, Honda Civic, easy peasy.
Done.
And it's been wonderful. Everything I've had to get done on the car, it's just so cheap to get parts for.
Oh, hell yeah. That's how that Nissan, I was driving that Rogue for a few years, and my goodness, you know, I did the whole front end of that thing, for under $100. Or, I obviously did it myself, and had it over my buddy's garage because we were doing a bunch of other stuff to it. But I mean, CV axles, complete front end, tranny service, all sorts of shit. The most expensive part of that day was the brand new set of tires that I put on it, and between the CV axles, the front end, tranny service, oil change, new tires, getting the alignment done the next day, I was still in it for under $1,000. And it's like, yeah, are you kidding me? Like, that's
okay. You softballed it too easy. Now that you've said tranny service and for under $1,000, hey, so I've been planning a vacation.
So, yeah, here's a segue for you.
Yeah. Look at going on a trip to Thailand, rolling them dice, get what I get.
I'm going to tell you, Pat, the packet of lemon juice trick isn't going to work on the tranny.
Yeah, right?
You're going to have to figure something else out. All right?
All right. Hey man, I'm cool with that alternative action anyways. Once I'm down there, as we've experienced before, hey, sometimes accidents occur and you're in a place you didn't think you'd be, but as long as you're enjoying it, that's all that matters.
I guess, right? So, but you're in Thailand.
No, I'm just kidding about that. I'm definitely still just gonna keep going to Vietnam, specifically because I can read the fucking words.
Well, you can read the words, and they're a little less likely to do some shit like that.
Don't get me wrong. There's probably a bunch of lady boys in Vietnam too, but it's just that they use the Latin alphabet, so I can read those characters, and it's pretty easy to put those words together. I'm not the smartest person in the world, but I'm not the fucking dumbest either. But when I look at Filipino, it's that's not letters to me. I don't know what's going on here.
Dude, so who was it? I forget what dude was looking up the other day, but it was something in Asian language, and not from Vietnam, shit like that. And I was like, dude, I'm like, good luck with that. And I'm like, hopefully there's a little play button where it'll say it to you, because I'm like, you're never gonna figure that shit out.
Mm-hmm.
Dude Googled it, obviously looks at it, is like, what in the fuck? It's like, yeah, good luck button. You know what I mean? Find the site with the little button that you can press play on, because again, you're not gonna figure that one out. And it's like, I would lose my fucking absolute mind over there. I mean, eventually, right? You'd adapt. You'd figure it out.
Oh
right?
yeah, I mean, even in just so I was married to a Vietnamese woman. Not that she tried to teach me much Vietnamese at all. Exactly the opposite. She wanted to learn English and Americanize. But I certainly did my diligence, and in the couple of weeks I was over there, I was able to hold mild conversation, order food, ask for cigarettes, beer, where's your bathroom, hi, goodbye, that kind of stuff, and talk to people in honorifics in a certain sense, sir, madam, that kind of shit. So it's reasonably easy to pick up. I think especially for us, because we grew up in such a multilingual patriarchy. I mean, Grandpa, he spoke 6 languages, and English was his 5th.
Right.
I mean, realistically, we heard Ukrainian, Polish, Italian, and French, along with English growing up.
Way more. I mean, we went to a entirely Ukrainian church.
Yeah, I mean, the Bibles were literally page for page English and Ukrainian. I went to Italian camp for a summer, so taking Spanish for 8 years, just along the way, I realized it's easy enough for me to pick up languages. Words just mean stuff, and same thing when you're looking at other languages. There's just a bit of a system on how it functions. Vietnamese honestly makes enough sense once you start breaking it down. When you can see it written, it makes a lot more sense. It's difficult to speak because it's a tonal language, but they are such a forgiving people that if you try in the slightest, they will work with you in the hardest.
Yeah, right. Which is great.
Well, and also texting, writing stuff down, bruh, that's easy as fuck. Everybody's cool with that shit nowadays. And we are literally, years ago, people have these headsets where you can just talk into it and other people hear it, fluent. And you can do the, like, text on your phone, talking to your phone, it turns it into a foreign language, show it to them, they do the opposite. Easy peasy.
Yeah, right, done. Dishes are done.
Yeah, I mean, we're in a great time for travel. The world's more connected than ever.
Hell yeah. On that note, sir, it is dinner time for me.
Aw, go get it. Hey, love you bunches. Gotta do this again soon.
Love you, cuz. Talk to you later.
Peace.